Hi everybody, I am Willow from Willow Moon Mystical, and there is so much I want to share with you today. Next month, I am going to be hosting a workshop in my store, and it is going to be sponsored by the Enchanting Crones, and it is going to be the art of petition spellcrafting. And I just need to get a few things ready and start preparing. So I thought I would jump on here and make a video and share some of the old fashioned folk magic with you. Okay, so what I'm doing today is I am going to be creating petition paper. And this is for spell work and sigil work. And it is also for note taking. And well, just let me show you. Okay, so I have a large, a medium, and a small. And I'll show you how I use these. First, remember these? I'm sure all of us have some of these. It is the brown craft paper that comes in packages. And normally we just throw this away. But I was taught never to throw this away, just like I was taught never to throw away the old-fashioned brown paper grocery bags. And the reason being is because it's perfect for writing petitions, for spell work, and for any of your magical practices. The reason being is because it's unbleached. It is a natural fiber, and when you offer it back to Mother Earth, it will decompose quickly. And yeah, give something back to her. It's good for the environment as well as we upcycle. So here's the thing. The reason why I was taught, the reason why we use craft paper or the brown paper is because way back when, paper wasn't so easily to come by, but the brown craft paper pretty well was. Because oftentimes packages would come and they would be wrapped in brown paper with twine. So it was readily available, and since it was unbleached and it was a pure fiber, it worked out perfectly. So some of us still use these today to store different little herbs and stuff in. But the packages would come like this, and then we would gently untie them. And don't throw this away. We save this for petition spell work. And then our herbs were normally, or whatever it was that we bought, would normally be on the inside. So let me dump these into my rose jar. And I'll show you. So now I have this brown piece of paper. And this is going to be perfect for spell work, for petition work. So we have our twine and we have our paper, and just let us save these. So when going to make, so I said I had larger size. The larger size is for my clipboard. And I use this for when I'm trying to craft a written draft of my petition or spell that I'm trying to put together, or a Sabbath ritual or celebration or something of that sort. So that's what I use these for. Afterwards, I can use this as a fire starter. It's perfect for that. And I can also give it back to Mother Earth. So here we go. So we have our paper. Okay, we have our paper. Now your first instinct is going to be to grab a pair of scissors and cut this, but don't. You're not supposed to cut it. I guess maybe because not everyone had a pair of scissors. And if you had a good pair of sewing shears, you sure didn't use them for anything else but for sewing. So we're going to take this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half. Now I don't want to use, I'm not going to do this whole big sheet at once. So what I use is I use my knife as it slices through. It doesn't cut. I don't want to cut my magic, but I will slice through it. What's the difference? I don't know, but everybody way back, has some type of knife somewhere. So I will take my knife and I will always away from you, and never allow children to do this. Always away from you, always safety first, and gently just let the knife slide down the seam. I just gently pull it as it walks away from you, and you will have, so I'm just going to use one of these right now, and you will have a nice cut to start your paper. So I'm going to fold this down here, and I'm going to cut it again right on that seam. But if you look here, this is kind of ragged. It doesn't match up, and I can't use that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this over evenly, because I just want to remove that part, the ragged part. Maybe I'll be able to salvage it for something later, maybe not. Now it's okay if this part winds up gets thrown away, or say for just a little sigil packet or something like that. So now we have two nice pieces. What we're going to do is we're going to fold them in half again, and we're going to cut them again. Right on that seam. Let the knife do the work for you. There we go. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to fold this one more time like this. Oops. So I'm going to fold it like this, and then, oh, wait a minute, maybe not. Since it's like this, I don't want to do this. That is just too small. That will wind up looking, where is it? Like this, and this is remnants from where I cut these down. This is the size I prefer. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to measure this out a little bit. Okay, I see that. So now I want to fold this over. I'm only being a little picky this time, persnickety as they say, because I'm going to be using this for the workshop. So then, walk your knife, allow it to do the work for you. There we go, and to take it up, and take it up to right here. And now I'm going to do that, crease it, and once again, if you don't feel comfortable using your knife, that's fine. You can tear it. Just don't cut it with scissors. So now I've cut this, and it gave me 4 nice sheets. I have some remnants I can use for sigil work, or I can use these for packets, like if I'm giving someone some type of a special herb mix or something, I can use this. So now that you got your petition paper, okay, here's what you do. It is said, as I was taught, I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak for the way that my mentor and teacher and my aunt taught me. And that is that the paper must be torn. It cannot be used in this state. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tear the paper. Now, if this is to bring something in, like you're trying to bring prosperity into yourself, you want to tear the paper towards you, turning clockwise. If you want to send this out to someone, send some good energy, good vibes to somebody else, then you want to tear the paper away from you, turning counterclockwise. So let me show you. Let's say that we want to bring in a little bit of abundance and prosperity. Then you're going to rip the paper coming towards you. And then you turn it clockwise and repeat. Clockwise and repeat. Remember, By turning it clockwise, it's bringing it in. By tearing the paper towards you, it is bringing it in. It's putting your energy into it, and it's storing it. Now, one last time, turned it clockwise, and I'm tearing it in towards me. So now my paper looks something like this. So, and this is good. I really like this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write out my petition. I like to write it out first on a scrap piece, such as one of these littler pieces or one of these pieces. The reason being is I want my wording to be precise. I want my intention to be precise. Okay? I could say, I wish for abundance and prosperity to come in. And guess what? I find a $10 bill. There you go. I want to be precise. So if you're asking for a certain amount of money, state the exact amount. Don't get greedy. And for the purpose. And when you would like to receive it by. Okay? So then after you've written it out, you can use oil to anoint it with. That's another video. You can use herbs, crystals, spices, whatever you have. I always like to use crystals, herbs, or spices of some type. So let's use a little bit of roses. Let's see, our petition is written out. The reason why I say use some type of a little bit of herb or something, because this is going to act as an offering. You know, it's nice if what you have is corresponding to what it is that you want to, what your intention is. But use what you have. After all, magic, there's no right way, there's no wrong way, there's only your way. There's a science and some principles we all should study, but there is no exact way. I was told, and this is coming from my aunt and my mother's family who grew up in West Virginia, that oftentimes you didn't have a coordinated color candle. So they would use like bay leaves and tie around the candle, or they would even use whatever they had outside that may be in bloomed. Like you can take leaves from a favorite tree, as the leaves on a tree are many, so shall my home have plenty, and you can use them. And so once you put your herbs in, since this is something you're bringing in, you are going to start from the top and fold down, turn clockwise, and fold down. You only want to fold down about a fourth, just enough to catch the herbs inside. Clockwise, fold again, clockwise, and this time, your fourth time, you are going to roll it down towards you. Now this is your packet. Now this is where you'll take your string, and you can always use a neutral color string if you don't have color coordinated. But they used to stain, and this is old folk magic and what was taught to me and passed down to me. Stain your twine with berries, petals from flowers, petals from leaves, and they would, stain it. And that would color coordinate it. And I always thought that was a lovely idea. But when in doubt, white works all the time. And then you wrap this around. Remember, if you bring it in, wrap towards you. Tie it off. Cover it with your candle. Put it up. This is put it up somewhere safe until what you wanting to manifest is manifested. Oftentimes I'll go over and I'll just pick it back up and feed it a little bit more energy, and then put it back on my altar. When I have manifested what it was I intended to manifest, I will take this. You can burn it, but I don't. I bury it back into Mother Earth, because this paper, being a natural fiber, will decompose quickly. And so will the herbs. And it's a gift back to her. And if you're using crystals, that's fine. They came from her. They can go back to her. So that's how I do petition work. That's how I, let me put it to you this way. That is just a quick preview of one of the topics in our workshop. Workshop is 2 hours long, and there's so much to learn, so much to share. So I hope you make some petition paper of your own. If you have the craft paper, don't just throw it away. Utilize it. And I thank you for joining me today. Stay forever magical. Blessed be.